Like most people, I was really shocked and knocked sideways by the coronavirus crisis. And this verse from Psalm 23 really helped me. And I thought I would paint a picture which maybe would help other people too. So I started with red. I didn't want, although I wanted it to be gloomy, I didn't want it to be lifeless. And then I stuck on top tissue paper with PVA to make the initial outline of the valley itself, quite a chasm. I used photos from the internet for that to help me. I then put on some mineral texture gel which added that extra texture to it, and it was a process of adding, painting, standing, looking back, seeing what it needed doing. So then I added more tissue along the side, as you can see. I'm going to show you my stubby paintbrush, which is really useful because the texture gel really does wear down paintbrushes. It's got about half the bristles now. So again, more adding and painting and adding and painting. At this point it was beginning to look really quite gloomy, which in a way was what I was aiming for, but I added more texture in appropriate places. Then I started thinking about the figures of Jesus and a person who is walking with through the valley, and I transferred them onto the canvas, and almost as soon as I transferred the outlines I realised they were far too big, so I had to do them again. So I painted them in and then put more texture gel around them. You can see, you can see the size of the figures now. They were about twice the size previously and far too big really. And this is beginning to shape up. And you might notice that there's a sort of cave-like structure which developed on the left-hand side. And my husband said, "What on earth's that all about?" And I thought, yeah, it does look a bit weird. So then I used more texture gel to sort of cover it up and make it look more satisfactory. And I think in the final piece, which you're seeing now, that does look better. Here's my signature, which I always put on every piece. So this is "You Are With Me," and I hope that people will see it and be encouraged.